I sure do feel like crashing soon. Be a shame if you saved your progress or something.
Majima, glad I could fix the music just in time, right as you were complaining. But we have... Oh, it's just very quiet? Alright, well, this one's even a quieter song. Hi, Silver. But yes, you may notice I have something interesting open, which is an update board, because I wanted to start doing something. I'm going to start doing this on Tuesday streams, but I figure we'll go ahead and kickstart it today, where I'm going to start going over things that are changing, plans that I have, that kind of stuff. Because I plan on moving away from the short schedule, so I want to keep you guys updated on what's going on and stuff. So I've just got this now, where you can see we've got the stream schedule, which is our usual stream schedule of Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and every other Saturday, where it's the usual productive, and then cycling gaming content on Thursday, sometimes collabs, and then mostly collabs on Sunday. This also works as a great introduction to Milanote for you guys, since I'm using Milanote to show this. But for some of the bigger changes, we have the daily shorts that you've been seeing. Those are basically going to be going away, and I'm going to be doing shorts more on a as I feel like it basis, or as I have something I want to promote for streams or longer form content. Because I want to buy myself more time to mess around with long-form content and things. And with that, given that I've been struggling to keep up with the variety of content I want to do, I've also decided that the upper 2 membership levels on YouTube are going to be gotten rid of, so anyone who has them currently, Eternal, I'm looking at you, should be getting a refund when I remove them after stream, and the current members-only video should be changing to a members-first video, and eventually coming out for everyone to see, so you are not losing access to that content. It will just fall to the lower tier and then become public, so more people can see the weight painting tutorial. I think the one hold-up on that is I do want to make a better thumbnail for it. This thumbnail for it currently is terrible. And then, of course, as I've mentioned already, we're going to be having this weekly update on progress. So for the membership tier that you currently have, when that membership tier is removed, you should be getting a refund. So since you are not getting the perks of that membership tier, because I've not been able to fill them, I'm just removing it. So you should be getting funds back. And then I do want to continue the Q&A shorts. Those will be continuing on, but those will be coming out as I feel like it type thing. I am not going to be stressing about a time frame on those, so that's part of the short schedule is gone. And with that, I did also want to show the videos that I have in the works, which is just the visualizer for the song that we just finished listening to, as well as I'm working on another tutorial for how my ears actually move. And then I'm just going to gloss over the productive stream projects. You guys know what those are. And the goal for the week is just rest and reorient, because things are going to be changing a bit, and I know you guys will be there for me through it, and I am super excited for it. And with that, we can actually move on to the blueprint stream. So go ahead and remove that. And we have the absolute chaos that is Blueprint's notes currently, because I did do some work on this. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and start a day first, or if we want to go through and work through these notes first. Because so far I've got, like, left is kind of organized, and then everything on the right is just chaos. There is so much I need to reorient here. But I've also gotten nice things, like the library, where it has actual book kind of started. So as we start checking out books again, I'll start screenshotting all the pages and organizing them so I can refer back to literally any book ever that we've picked out. I'm still trying to decide whether I want to organize by location, which is why I've got some of these off to the side, or by, like, what type of thing it is. Hi, Red. How you? Allotment? I don't know what allotment. Oh, wait. What? Oh, that's a... that's a translation thingy that YouTube's doing. That's weird. Also, hi, Lemonade. I think I forgot to say that. Oh, other funny one is, I have organized people a bit. And, I even have pictures of people as we gather them. So anytime we hear a name, we gotta stick it in people and figure out which category they fit in. Very nice. I hope you have a good shower. So I think what we'll do is I do like the library books. I think we'll change this to, instead of library, change this to just books. So this can be our collection of books. This one, rename this one books, which means that this survey results needs to go in books because that's from one of the books. Do we count the passport as a book? It's called a passport book, isn't it? So it kind of fits. I think I'll put that in books too. And then this is just the count of the different things in the drawing room. I don't think we need that anymore. It does not count as a snack. Books are not snacks. And then... so these are specific dates. I don't know if I want to put those. I know I want to put sigils somewhere. History, I feel like we should have something for history. Office I'll get rid of, we don't need an office thing. Shelter currently just has what is today's date. I'll move that out and get rid of the shelter one. So we now have sheet music. Oh, I forgot to put on the Uppies platform. Thank you for the reminder. There you go. Uppies is back. So all of these still need to be organized. I don't think this one's... yeah, this one isn't one that we need. Because we already have this thingy for it there. I feel like I want to put that in a completed puzzles or something. I don't know. I think we'll come back to that one. Have fun in the sneak spot. So leave what is today's date right there. That's a good spot for that. That's a good one for just default stuff. And then... I think we'll keep one for history. So we'll add a board. Let's reorder these. So books can go far left. Music sheets. And then this one can be... oops. Rename this one. History. There we go. And then we'll stick our history note in there for now. No, we cannot get a goober jail. I don't know where we want to put letters. Oh wait, hang on. Did I have a thing? Yeah, okay, so we'll put letters under who they're from. That's how we'll organize letters and stuff. So that way we know who has said what. And that should help. And this one is one for the cold storage. I should add a note for what that is, so that way we can actually use the search feature that Millinote has. So this one can be, so which one was this one again? Freezer holds network servers. Randolph the gardener helped install. And we'll put that below the image. And we can even set this text style to small text, because we don't really actually care to read this. This is just a bunch of stuff to make it easier to search for later. So wait, that is... Denny was not the former gardener, was he? No, he was the gardener. Randolph was the one who installed. So, it should be the gardener helps Randall install. There we go. That's much better. So now that should be good. Good little description of that one. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention. I have set up a thing that I'm testing where if you guys say clip in chat, it should clip the last, like, minute automatically and save a high-quality version to my computer. So, if something funny happens, just shout clip in chat. Though since I'm not doing regular shorts anymore, I don't know what those are going to be used for, but it's worth having. So then, next we want to actually start the day, I think? Or, because I just realized that we have, like, these notes and stuff. Yeah, if you abuse it, it's going away. I will say that much. So try not to abuse. I think we'll add a board, and we'll call this one solutions. So anytime we figure out a puzzle, we can mark the solution in there. So then we'll add one for passwords. And then we can do security has some passwords. Security has Swan Song and Swan Song HSS. And then we have the password for Office and stuff is those. Did those have passwords? I don't even remember at this point. Blackbridge has one. What were all of the ones that Blackbridge had is now the question. I believe I took a screenshot of that, didn't I? Realize that it feels very weird that we're essentially playing Blueprints without playing Blueprints currently. Oh, I forgot I had all of the images of the logs. Okay, we'll get back to that. First thing first, we will stick this, because that is more or less what the solution for Blackbridge is. So we can crop this to just those. There we go. And now we have a nice little thingy there. We'll change this color to, like, green. That color to green as well. And then, what was the other solutions that we wanted in there? I think this mainly has solutions. No, it has hands, which doesn't matter. Orchard, which is one. Do we count combination locks as passwords? That's the next question. And then we'll do passwords/codes. And then this is orchard. Or, actually here, we'll do lock combos as its own segment. And then we can do set this as the color that we want it. I also realize that we can set these as actual headings to make them easier to see. And then, there we go. So orchard is that one. And then we have underground was May 8th. Those are the two that I remember off the top of my head. I know we had several others. So code for Keidakat in office is incorrect. Shelter, use today's date. I think that works. So orchard. I think we'll put underground as like the last of the general safe codes. So we've got office, the drawing room, shelter. What is the other one? Oh, the boudoir. I'm pretty sure I'm misspelling that place name. Wasn't it under here somewhere? No? Was it not? Did boudoir not have a thingy? I guess not. No, you cannot eat the sun. We need that. Oh, wait. I have it over here. So shelter, office, boudoir, drawing room, drafting studio, and study. So boudoir, drawing room, drafting studio. And then study. And we know all of these are just the dates on the letters inside it, so we will just go track down those as we encounter them. And then darts. Hi, Eternal. Yeah, this is basically the first half of stream for this. Just going through this. So these ones are actually for some of the actual puzzle stuff. So we'll put this as puzzles. And then plop that there. And we'll instead order these in the actual order they need to be in. Gardener, baker, farmer, chimney sweep, maid, and the jockey. And that one is the tomb puzzle. You want to organize a copy of it by food. I mean, I should probably actually release a link to it where you can actually view it. But I'm not going to give people edit access, I don't think. Puzzles can be orange, I guess. There we go. And then, what other puzzles did we have in here? So Blackbridge Grotto is just a random line there. That's just random darts stuff. we don't know what that 1011 is. I think what I'm going to do is add another board, and we'll call this one Loose Ends. Anytime we find something that we think could be a hint to something, we're gonna stick it in there. Like, if we have no idea what it's for, like that 1100, like, card thingy, we'll put that there. So that way we have a catch-all that's gonna keep things organized. Sigils I'll just stick in there for now. Emails we'll come back to, so I'll still leave that there. The hands, I have an idea what that's for. So I think what we'll do is in Loose Ends, let's put a column for hands, and we'll go through and we'll take a picture of each one. So that bit, we can just copy these. Go to our Loose Ends one, paste that. So we now have note of that. That lets us get rid of that. West Wing staff notice. We don't care what date it's on currently. We'll go back and retake a picture of that. Why does the garage have that? I don't know. I wonder if you can make a copy in Melanote. I've never tried that, so I don't know. Terminal password we already got. Darkroom, that's just stuff we need to take pictures of. And we can get rid of that. Okay. So this is all stuff that we need to take pictures of now. Which means that I think we're about ready to actually start this. And we'll continue to reorganize as we actually get stuff. I also noticed that we have some questions down here. I don't know if we're going to get the answers to those, of who stole the Baron's mail and who is RLCF. But we'll leave those there, because they're questions that we didn't answer. So our goals for this stream are either get to grade 8 in classrooms, we need to check all of the other emails, get good pictures of those, head back. Okay, back to stuff. We need to set the water level, so we need to get the pump station. We need to get the power hammer and microchip from the entry. We need to investigate the X in the laundry room. And this is not actually in the bedroom. This is in the patio. The bedroom does have something, though, which I guess I will add a thingy for. We want to do treasure map into bedroom. That's the actual goal there. And burning glasses for underground tomb puzzle, as well as trading post, which is the other thing I forgot. Okay, so now I feel organized. Now I feel actually like we have stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the music, and then if we swap to pause all currently tasks. Wait, what? Oh, the head pat does, yes. Alright, there we go. So we'll go about half volume, I think. Now we can continue to day 42. Yeah, head pats are a way to get me to just stop for a second and breathe. Oh. Good call out, good call out. I forgot to swap it. That's gonna be a real struggle. There you go. I don't remember what we have in our what is it? The coat check. So one thing that I'm going to add to the Melanote, and I'm going to do this just off screen, I don't think this is worth creating a whole thingy for, is right below our to-do list, I'm going to add a card of what is currently in the coat check. That will keep us organized in the future, so once we remember what's in there, we're not going to forget it between streams. Because that is a struggle for me. There we go. I think that should be organized. Oh, and that needs to go in solutions, and we'll deal with that later. Okay. Got that reorganized. We got our thingy, now we go check for the outside. The flesh computer yearns for raspberries? I mean, I do like raspberries. Wait, when did we get our allowance up to 67? When did that happen? What? I don't remember how we got our allowance that high. Was it an experiment last time? I don't remember what the experiment was. Okay, I think let's do trading post, just in case we can get the burning glass this time. Oh, hang on, is that a treasure map over there? No, it's just the carpet. And we have no items, so that was a little bit of a waste of a step. Oh, there's a dig spot there. So if we get shovel, we can come back for those. So good to know there's dig spots in there. And then we'll go to the right first. I don't want to waste corridor that early. Let's do bedroom. Because then we can get picture of that thingy. So we'll put it right next to the bedroom rank 1. Take a screenshot. So that way we can just crop it to that section. And then also there's something... Okay, no, we can't see the other side of this. I was wondering if there was like anything more on this greeting card, because we tend to skip over it quite a bit. But it doesn't look like you can see the back or anything. Did we figure out who this was? I should take a picture of her. Because that would go good in the pictures one. I don't think there was anything else we needed to get a picture of in here. I think those are the two, or the main things I wanted to check. Let's do spare bedroom here. That is not George Washington Carver. Oh, was it we had freezer last time? I think we had freezer last time, didn't we? That's why we started with so many. That's why we have so many gems, too. Let's slap a chapel down there, and then we'll go check the other direction first. I know those guys are specific guys, but I'll wait until we get the foyer, I think it is, that has their things. I'm being a lot more mindful of what is actually around now, because I can actually see things. Right, I can keep things in our organization stuff. Closet there isn't terrible. Nursery, we've already dropped multiple of our bedrooms, so it's kind of late for that one. Den isn't terrible. I think we'll do closet here. We'll get that out of our thingy. We do like the key early. Breakfast nook is facing the wrong way, and nursery's terrible there. corridor would let us link up. I guess we'll do corridor here. It is the least worst option. That den's not bad there. I do like that den. So I think we'll do that den. Oh, and we have a trunk in here. That's good to know. So if we get a sledge, we can come back for that. I'm not wasting a key on it right now. Let's see if we can't connect to the foundation. We can. We've got a couple options for that. I think let's go with the boudoir. Boudoir gets us 1 gem there. And then we also get gem here. So then let's get pictures of this one. This is Danielle, and this one was from 1225 was the code for this one. Oh, wait. I need to turn off that roulette. I don't like that roulette. It takes up screen space. I don't like it suddenly taking up screen space. Alright, so solutions. Boudoir should be 12/25 is the date. Also, we'll change this to November. This one is December. This one is May 8th. So those are now correct. So then who is the person that had the boudoir letter? That is my next question. Because if we're categorizing letters by who wrote them, then who wrote to Herbert? So whoever this Danielle is. I think that's our father. So we'll add a column. IEL. Neil is father. We'll call this one boudoir letter. Hang on, let me go, because I can never spell boudoir. I'm just gonna go copy it. And I hope this one is correct. Oh, wait, not under solutions. We're under people currently. Boudoir letter. And we'll color this one purple, because it's in the purple room. And then let me grab our other screenshots of this letter. And then we'll trim down the sides so that we can actually see them more clearly. So both of these now need to go there. Yes, I see Lemonade has committed up. They like committing up. So we'll do that one. What is Eternal doing? I'm confused. Why stare? Oh, I see. Staring at us. I see. We're staring at the camera, basically. Got that one saved. And then this one, crop. And then was there anything else of note in this letter? Boudoir letter about mom's disappearance. About mother's disappearance. And a refusal to visit for Christmas. Can I make... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Can I make just part of this? Okay, I can. So boudoir letter. And then this one, make that small text. Correct my grammar. There we go. Boudoir letter about mother's disappearance. And then we can make sure that this one is labeled father. We have no idea what our father looks like, but he is there. Oh, and looks like Baroness Araviel? How do you spell that one? I can't even read that with that text. Is that an L or an I? Okay, that's definitely an I, because everything is capitalized. So then, if we add another one, so Baroness, she is our great-grandmother. We'll actually start putting a relation on lower line, if I can. There we go. That should keep it more organized. And then we did just get a picture of the Baroness, because she was the one in the bedroom. So I guess that was her bedroom? So we'll add a little tag, bedroom photo. And then we'll crop that one to make it easier to see. There we go. And then... I didn't mean to make another one. We'll actually change these to normal headings, I think. Normal heading. There we go. That should help with that. And then we need to add the hand to our loose ends one. So we will edit this one, crop, and crop so that it is just down here. So I think that works for that. Your Twitch is being finicky? That's a shame. Oh, we also have the admin logs that we did last time. I think all of these were from more. Did we get all of them? More R. Do we know who More R is? Do we have that person in our people? No, we do not. Oh, right. Randolph was a former driver. Help Randolph. Driver. There we go.
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say, can I has my cheese taxes?
Why are you why are you asking the lactose intolerance person for cheese? That seems like poor planning. So whoever more R is, Black Bridge, admin, more R. Hang on, is that Randolph? Is that supposed to be Randolph?
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say. Lactose intolerant people love cheese. It's a common trope.
You're not wrong. I don't have any currently. There we go, Sneaky Hydrate. Been talking a bit. So the current assumption is that more R is Randolph, I think. Alright, I will hydrate again.
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say. Hydrate, hydrate.
You're not wrong. There we go, hydrate again. Not what I meant to do. Don't inspect, please. Alright, so freezer letter, change that to normal heading. And then we can make that blue, because freezer. And then Blackbridge admin, more R, admin log. With setup info. And then let's grab the other logs. Oh wait, we can stack these together? Oh no, that replaces image. We don't want to replace image. That would be bad. Admin log mentions newly made admin that don't follow name format. Because that's the important takeaway from those. Possibly. You might have been staring at the fourth wall too long. So let's go through and crop these down to the actual console log thingy. Just keep everything nice and tidy. Got these in order? Yes, so that's first, those are later, and then this one is latest?
Eternal
Yes.
2319 wants cat to shapeshift. Heated blanket. Warm object.
Am I not a warm object, Eternal? Are you saying I'm cold-blooded? That feels rude. Hey, Adam! Firefox is having issues. Well, we are currently going through and reorganizing notes for blueprints. Because I've gathered new pictures and stuff. Let's see. So we'll swap back to the game view now. But there we go. Resume the day. So we just took a picture of this letter, got that organized because that was the letter from our dad. We've connected to the foundation properly. I kind of want to backtrack through the chapel at this point. But I will take a photo of this as well. Just because there might be something more in that than just the safe password. I think it might just be the safe password, but it's always good to have extra stuff in the notes. So we'll go back this way. Oh, there's also this loose end here. I don't know what these arrows are, so I'm gonna take a picture of them. I did do some digging on those just so that I wouldn't get too in the weeds on stream. But it looks like other people have tried to be in this room at the time the hands make those positions, and that doesn't seem to be it. It apparently doesn't do anything. So I don't know what it is. It might not be anything, because it's not the only instance of random arrows. But I'm gonna make a note of it. I like head pats. Alright, and then what else we got? Change clock batteries? I don't know how to do that. Is there any other... I think I'm gonna take... I just feel like taking pictures of all of these, so I'm gonna go through and take pictures of them in order. But I'm not gonna worry about these ones until off of stream, because I think I want to put them all in, like, a consolidated picture or something. Because if I do these as the images that I've been doing so far, it's just gonna be too much. They'll be too tall. There we go. I mean, it would be cool to see myself in a stained glass window. And there's also the Mount Holly one up there. I don't think there's anything in that one, but it's good to know. Do you think the statues are important? Should we take a picture of the statues too? I don't think they're anything. For now, I'm gonna assume that they're not anything. So we'll go this way. Wait, why is there a den again? Oh, right, because we duplicated that one. I forgot that we duplicated that blueprint. Do we want to do that one there? Or do we want to just do observatory? I'd rather be able to go down here, so I think I'll do den again. So we now have 2 copies of den in our layout today. We're gonna have to remember which one the box was in. But it's in the one off of the corridor, has the box currently. Patio, we don't have shovel or anything. That's not a bad spot for a dead end. So I think...
Lemonade_Fox wants cat to shapeshift. We haven't seen child in a while.
Okay, child it is. Also, I forgot to refund the shapeshift that I just kind of refused to do. There we go, hydrate again. Oh, I forgot I'm short! Hang on! Where's my box? There we go. We'll stick the dead end here. Not that box. Struggle. There we go. Got the box down. No, I don't need another one. So keycard system off, gymnasium off, darkroom off for now, garage on. Oh, is that cabinet? There we go. Got off. Wait! No, stop it with the boxes! Struggle! Kind of. Almost. No, there we go. Hydrating. Trying to remember how you do the vac indicator thingy.
Save your progress.
I wish I could. That's not this game. I've already forgotten what the order of the vac indicators was supposed to be. So we'll just leave that. I was hoping I could do it and then take a picture of the solution again, but I've just forgotten how to do. So that one will be one that I'll have to find the thingies for again and mark down the thing. Because I do want to have those ones saved for if we do like a challenge run or something. I have access to what it was. Hi, Jaden. Music room's not bad there. We do a parlor. Definitely don't want maid's chamber this early. As fun as parlor is, I'm leaning towards music room here. I think we'll do music room. And then we already have... I think we already have these. Let me double check the notes. Because I have the music sheet one. Yeah, we have those ones already. So I'm not too fussed about those. I've already got those in the notes. We get a prism key, and we get just a normal key. Uh, 68. We could do commissary. I think we'll do commissary. See if we can't get... Yes, we can get a shovel. Shovel. And might as well pick up the magnifying glass too, just to make sure we have one. I'm not too interested in the set of gems today. Oh, staff notice. No, this isn't worth taking a picture of. We could do it as, like, the thingy for Swan Song. But it's... Can I scoot this a little more? There we go. There we go. I'll just get a picture of it later. I can put it in if I want to. And then this is just a straight line. That's not worth anything. We'll continue this way for now. Ooh. Dining room's good. I think security's better here, because we have... Oh, but we could get... I'm gonna do dark room. I'm gonna trip it. Oh, it's already off. Okay, hang on. I need to go run back to utility. Utility. Darkroom on. Now we go trip the darkroom again. Okay, everything's good here. So now we can take a picture of that one. Get the picture for the orchard. I don't know who this letter's from. But it's not really an important one. It just states who that is. And then we've got just a picture in a mirror. That one is Herbert. I don't know who those maids are. Make sure that we get a shot of that. And then this is a good portrait of whoever that happens to be. Another picture of Herbert. That's the actual normal one of the orchard, so this one might be the better one for our notes. Then I think... Okay, we've got lockpicks over here. I can summon some cats? I don't know if we know who this is, either. That's very blurry. There we go, this one's less blurry. Still don't know who that is. I know it's maids, though. Was there anything worth... No. It looks like they're in the conservatory, I think? And then... we don't have keycard. So we can try this way. Patio. Terrace. Ooh, getting terrace this early is pretty nice. And we'll go ahead and grab terrace. We can dig that up. I don't think that's John Cena. We get that. Alright, we do also have to remember that there are dig spots in the trading post, but they usually don't hold that much value, so it's not worth running back just yet. Darkroom currently has keycard door that is currently offline. We need to get security to make it function, because it's currently set to locked. Do we want to turn on the keycard reader before we head fully back? What's more likely, us getting keycard or us getting security? I think we'll continue with it off for a bit. I can always run back if needed. I forgot that it's through the chapel, so I'm really gonna hope for security, because I don't want to waste too much of our coin that way. Boudoir. Let's start with to the right. We hopefully want something heading north. Now let's try the lockpick set. That worked. Okay, none of these point north, so we're just gonna take the most acceptable dead end then. Though I don't actually know what happens if you draft the secret passage into a wall. I've never tried that before. It might be worth a try at some point, I just didn't even think about it. dig that up. We got a coin. Over here we've got a brick. Not worth picking up. Too much to carry. Got garage, which is gonna dead end us. Study, which is gonna dead end us. We want parlor here. Which means we now have the pressure of the parlor puzzle. Also, who is this letter from? M. Lowry. So we'll get that one. We know that he was a guest of our great uncle. But I don't see any other reference to who he is. Here reminds you of one of the ones that he's turned computers on? I don't know on that one. I don't know which key you're talking about. And then we don't need the one that states how the puzzle boxes work. Alright. The gems are not in the black box. Statement is as true as the statement on the black box. Gems are in the white box. Right! This is the one that we had to reset because we got it wrong. I believe they were in the white one on this, weren't they? Because it was... That one is true. That one's true. That one is false. Yep. Alright. Carry north. Veranda, billiards room, or breakfast nook. Breakfast nook isn't bad here. We could also get keys from the billiards room. There's at least 40. Because after you get the achievement for getting all of them, it cycles back through them, to my knowledge. Oh, also, I'm past time for shapeshift to be done. There we go. Between breakfast nook and billiards room, I think, because I don't want to head north that quickly. We've got enough keys. Steps were a bit lower on, so we'll do breakfast nook. Oh, I forgot to take a picture of that portrait there. Oh well. We've got enough portraits of our great uncle.
Eternal 2319 wants cat to shapeshift. Uncat, why squish head?
I don't know, Eternal. Why squish head? Why should I squish my head? That seems rude. Wrong one. Interactions. And then, there you go. There is squished head. We'll go ahead and use one of these keys to get 2 more. We don't need the note that we should have a journal. We've got beyond that at this point. Do not think I am a marshmallow. I am not a marshmallow. That's not a great place for the hallway. But it's like the only thing that doesn't dead end us, so I guess that. It keeps wanting to do that. We don't need that. Use our lockpicking kit. Okay. Use that one. Okay, so we've got Power Hammer currently in the coat check. Let me quickly write that down. We already pulled the lever. We don't need to pull the lever again. If we do that, that's going to be the end of our run, but we can use that Power Hammer in the entrance hall and get the thingy. So I am a bit tempted to do that. But we could also just do Observatory and continue the run. So it's a, do I want to call this one a good learning run, or do I want to keep trying? I think I'm leaning towards keep trying. We've got options, so we'll go with that one. Got this, we're at 30. So apples are more delicious. The sale, everything is 50% off, and we get an extra key. And then let's actually run through and take pictures of all of these. Okay. So we've now got that taken care of. Nothing specific there. Yes, I do look like E.T. Blame Eternal. Then we'll carry on this way. So morning room is probably the way to go here. It's the only one that actually continues. Why would you think I'm an alien? I'm a god. Make sure that we get a picture of that. That is a thing though. Where would we put this? Yeah, nothing on Earth shapeshifts. I've not said that. Yeah, that's basically what Eternal's done. You're not wrong. I guess I'll figure out where to put that in a little bit. Ooh. We have a lucky rabbit's foot. Carry on. So that's dead end. Showroom is interesting, because we do have the sale today. So we could, in theory, afford stuff there. Billiards room has chance of getting us key card, though. Shush, Silver. What do you guys think? Billiards room or showroom? Actually, we've got so many gems. I'm leaning showroom. Because we at least get to see new, interesting items. I'll go with gut. Casino was not an option. So our options are the moon pendant. If you call it a day while wearing the moon pendant, you'll start tomorrow with 2 items in your inventory. We have the master key, opens all normal doors. The chronograph, while drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. You're more likely to draw tomorrow floor plans while drafting. Or ornate compass. While drafting, you may rotate the first 3 floor plans you draw. So we've currently got 50% off. So we could easily get the master key and the chronograph, or the master key and the moon pendant. We could also get the ornate compass. We've got enough keys today, so I'm not too worried about master keys. So maybe we go ornate compass, and then, so that's 25. Chronograph would be 15. So that would get 35 off. We'd still have enough for the moon pendant. So we could get those 3. I think I'll try that. Oh shoot, it doesn't work in here. Okay, well, frick. Well, we have the drafting compass now. I didn't realize it didn't work in here. I thought the sale worked in the showroom. Well, I learned a thing. Lockpick doesn't work. Do I want to use a special key? We've got the prism key. Though we're on the edge of the map. I don't want to use prism key on the edge of the map. West Wing Hall gives us the most options, so that's what I'm leaning towards. Prism key works like the secret passage, where you get to pick the color of the next room. Ooh, pool is actually great here. Pool is, I think, exactly what we want. So we'll do pool here. And then we'll come back to that. This way. Lockpick doesn't work. We'll just use normal key here. Ooh, vault isn't bad for having the showroom. Because that gets us back to 50. So I think I'll do that. We'll do vault. I don't mind that being a dead end there. Ooh, and we get a key. No key card or anything here. I think we already have pictures of this, so that's fine. There are so many more to open up, though. There's no way all of these have keys. That would be ridiculous. Surely, right? At least, like, there's no way they're doing it on this side, yeah. Does it... Can you, like, hover over and tell which ones? I think that might just be because it's unlocked, though. Yeah, I have no idea. I imagine it can't be the lower ones. Surely not. Wait, prism key only options are the same color as the room you're in? Oh, I completely forgot about that. Hang on. Oh yeah, okay. I completely forgot how it worked. And now we have garage key, which is not gonna help us today, and in fact is kind of a pain. I shouldn't have picked that up. Because there's no way we're getting the garage, and I don't really want that saved for next time if we do... Oh, right, I was supposed to go back to the showroom. Here, we'll open some doors while we're here. Aquarium, terrible option. Billiards room is perfect there. And then... Lockpick. Use. Do not say I look biteable. Come on. There we go. Now I'm back to normal. Courtyard's not bad here. Could also Geist Room. Ooh, actually, let's rotate, see if we can't get the courtyard pointed up. Just in case we get access to that. Okay, good. And then we'll go back to the showroom. And then we can buy the moon pendant and the chronograph. I don't know what rewind time does. That's why I'm hesitating here. But this is going to be a curious one, I guess. Alright, and then we'll do billiards room next. Or let's do... We'll do billiards. We'll do puzzle first. Get banana. Nothing to take pictures of in here. So we got 15. And then we've got 12 minus 4. So that's 8. Times 2 is 16. Divided by 16 is 1. Then we've got 2 minus... Wait, what? 2 minus 8 multiplied by 15. That gives you a negative number. How does that work? Maybe it's supposed to be 2 times 15 is 30 minus 8. But that still gets you something over 20. Yes, hi, duck. I'll do this one. Because that's definitely minus 8. That's plus 2. So is it supposed to be 6? No, 6 times 15 doesn't make any sense at all. Maybe, 15 minus 8 would get you 16. No. What? That's not how math works. 15 minus 8 is, frickin' 7, isn't it? Yeah, so 7 times 2 is 14? That's on the board? No. So it's not 14. It's negative, so is it 1? Okay, it apparently, if it goes below the number, it just caps out. Let me hydrate again. So then, now we've got 9 minus 4 gives you 5 times 20. That's going to be 100, so that's going to be over 20. So is it just 20? No. What the heck? So that one was 1. That one's not 20. Is that 1 again? No. Okay. What is this then? So that is 9 minus 4 is 5 times 20. How does that function? 10? No. What does this one mean then? So it looks like it should be 100. But it's not 20, it's not 1, and it's not 10. So what would be the other option it could be? I'm just gonna check standard check 9. No, it's not. Because I thought the other one, because it was a negative number, it went to 1. Which kind of makes sense. It's a weird thing for it to do, but it could make sense in a puzzle way. Which is why I thought if it's over 20, maybe it goes back to 20. But that doesn't happen because it's not 20. It's not 10, so it's not just a divide by 10 if it's over or something. What else could it be? So it's 5, 20, is it 4? No. I'm trying hard not to just brute force it, which is why I'm only clicking things that I have some way that I could rationalize it, like it being over 20 so it drops back to 20, it being 100 so it's just the first one, or it being just the 10. And then that one was if 9 minus 4 is 5, and you've got 20, 5 goes into 420, or 5 goes into 24 times, which isn't what that is, that's multiply usually. But I don't understand. It's not 20. Have we tried 15? I don't remember. 15. It's not 15. So it's not 20, it's not 1, it's not 10, it's not 15, and it's not 4. I would ask if it's a remainder, but we're dealing with multiplication. You don't have a remainder for multiplication. It's also not 9. We tried 9 as well. Is it 11? Nope. This one's tricky. Oh, we have a Fred. It's not 20, not 1. Am I gonna have to brute force this one? Struggles. Struggles. There we go. So this is one we're actually stuck on. It's not 18. Let's try 13. Nope. Yep, we do have the whole squad here now. At this point I am brute forcing it because I don't know what it is. Oops, that was just the wrong number there. What would Yeet stream? I'm starting to wonder if there's like another button on here that I don't know. 'Cause something's funky. I suppose he would stream webbed. So it's nothing on that half of the board is basically what I've figured out. We tried a 5? No, it's not 5. And it's not 9. So I guess 12? Not 12 either. I'm running out of buttons. 9. 13. What the heck? Okay, it's 16. Why was that 16? Because that was 9 minus 4 times 20 somehow gets to 16. Hang on, this is gonna be one we're pulling out the notes for, because I need to wrap my head around what the frick that puzzle was doing. So we're gonna go to solutions. We're gonna add a thingy. And call this one, billiards. Billiards puzzle. So that was 9 blue, 4 yellow, 20 pink, was it? I should have taken a screenshot of what that one was. So what combination of those, just forgetting what we know, gets you to 16 was the answer? $20 was yellow, so it's blue, pink, yellow. So that would be 20 minus 4 would get you 16, but that doesn't account for the 9. What are the other things that you could do with those 3 numbers to get to 16? I don't like math. Calculator, come help, please. Because 9 minus 4 times 20 is indeed 100. That is what I thought it was. I did study computer science. And I do work as a data analyst, a very numbers-focused thing. But I deal with formulas that are, like, actually given to me, as opposed to just some combination of these numbers somehow gets you to 16. That's... I don't know what the heck what you're supposed to do with that. Hang on. Because I was always keying off of the position. Not necessarily the color. So is the position... But the color was always the same. In the same position. It was always blue in the center, pink, yellow, and then purple. So... blue to yellow, or blue to pink. We'll put center to blue, pink, yellow, yes, I am in Chrome. Had a bug on me. So previously, we had thought that this meant... No, I'm not going to eat the bug. Square to plus to minus to multiply and divide. We'll swap that for asterisk for multiply. But that doesn't work with the 16 one that we just got. So we need to figure out how do you get 16. So if we start at 16, subtract 9, gets you 7, plus 4 gets you 11, which isn't anywhere near 20. 16 minus 4 would get you 12, which doesn't have anything to do with either number. Oh, I have a whole other Chrome window. I just realized that whenever I'm streaming, I should have whatever I want to share on Chrome in its own window, so I'm not accidentally sharing other tabs that I have open. No, I'm not showing. That is explicitly why I have pulled it out. Because I don't want to accidentally leak anything. I don't want people recognizing an icon in a tab, because they're all too many tabs to show the text at this point. What else? What else could we do to get 16? Is there... I'm on a separate window. Tool to find what operations lead to number. So Wolfram Alpha, maybe? Mathematics. Do we have something? No, that doesn't help, because you can't just put in missing operation. There's gotta be something. Well, calculator would work if you knew what the operational steps that you're trying to take are. We have the numbers, we don't necessarily know the operation. That's why I'm trying to figure out how do you take frickin' 16 and say that you plug in 3 numbers into a formula and you get 16 out. Because I've got a calculator up. I've been fiddling with a calculator, but I've not figured out any good combination that gets me to 16 or from 16 to those numbers. It's gonna bug me. I don't like that I had to frickin' hard or like brute force that one. Let's see. Given solution and input, find operation. That leads to number. Inverse operation method. Work backwards from the solution to the input, doing the exact opposite of standard math rules. Now, that doesn't help. Algebraic method, let x represent input. But we know the input. We just don't know what the operation is. I mean, you're welcome to try and use the calculator, Eternal. I think you're going to struggle too. I'm good, Mush. We are currently trying to puzzle through why 16 was the answer to one of the billiards puzzles. Because 9 was blue, 4 was pink, and 20 was yellow, and I don't know how that gets us to 16. There's so much stuff that I don't even have yet. Yeah, that's why I'm realizing I need better notes on frickin' how these puzzles function at this point, because I can logic my way through logic. I don't understand the billiards puzzle, and it's getting to me. Because I found a Stack Overflow prompt, or a Stack Overflow question, which is there an algorithm for finding needed operations given some input and result? Which sounds exactly like what we need. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this over, and we're going to read Stack Overflow together. There's things to modify the puzzle on the ring used to select the numbers. Wait, on the outer ring? I thought there was only stuff on the inner ring. Alright, I should have paid more attention to what was on the outer ring. Is there a way to get operations needed to get some input to a specific output? For example, I have 1 input and output 3. I have a couple operations, fx equals x plus 1, and g equals x minus 1. How do I create a problem to find the solution of fx of f? This might be different. I can vaguely understand what you're saying, but please keep chat to English, Haywen, or emojis. Yeah, I don't often use bright mode on stuff. But yeah, they've just got brute force it as their answer. So that's not helpful. That's not great. What could we have missed that frickin' made 16 a thing? Oh, and now we're dark. Do I need to just go look at the wiki page for the billiards puzzle? But I don't want to spoil the later ones. I want to figure out what it was. But I can't. What the heck gets you to that? What would have... Is there like some... If it was 4 times 2 for some reason, or something like that, could that have made any difference? I'm just gonna sanity check. Okay, no, I can't pull down... There could have been a red X on the outer ring. I am half tempted to pull up the VOD and double check what the heck it looked like there. But I think for now we're probably just gonna have to move on. But I will take this chance to to update some of our other notes, because we've got the picture, or the painting puzzle, I guess. Painting puzzle is that one. Make this wider. I think we want to make a column for each puzzle at this point. I think I will make a column for each puzzle. So we'll start stacking these. So tomb puzzle, that one. Billiards puzzle. If the 9 was X'd out, it would be 16. Yeah, if 9 was X'd out, it would be 16. Yeah, and I know it's only squared when it's a square in the center. And then we'll do parlor. I don't know what we're gonna note down for parlor puzzle, other than just take a picture of the frickin' rule sheet that I've neglected to take a picture of. Because it's just logic. There's no other notes that I can think of putting for the parlor puzzle at the moment. We'll see if it adds some other complexity, I guess. And then what were some of the other screenshots that we took today? Got a lot of notices and books. So let's do... Actually, we'll wait on the books and stuff until the day is over. So innermost to outermost. Let me double check that. We got that right. Blue 9, pink 4, yellow 20. So we've got that. That is the correct. And there is no X. That is odd. I don't know what else there could have been as an indicator there. But we'll wrap up the day, and then we'll figure out organizing notes again. I think let's actually do it off of the courtyard. So we'll take this spot. We got a coin. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use a key. Hey, we get 3 keys. Alright, we're all stocked up on keys. Let's actually use our prism key here if it's locked. It's not locked, dang it. Clock tower. I do want to see the clock tower. That's just a terrible spot for it. So I think I'd rather go passageway here. Because that connects those two. Let's go south first. Ooh, pump room. Pump room we actually need. Alright. We'll go ahead and unlock this. More keys. Now then. So we want to get reservoir to... what was our goal again? We need to get reservoir to level 13, then level 6. So we need to get reservoir up to 13. So then we'll do reservoir, and then reservoir comes off of number 2, which is this one here. It is currently... We'll point it at the bigger one first. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we need it one away from the top. I do kind of want to drain the aquarium so that we can grab that for ourselves. Aquarium is 3, so that would be off of tank 1. I don't care about the pool. Fountain draining would be good too. But for now, we'll worry about getting aquarium down, reservoir up. Yeah, do not eat my notes, please. Okay, now we're gonna have the tricky bit of we need to get exactly 2 out. What is our best way of doing that? So pump 4 is kitchen. If we do that way, could we swap in the middle of one? No. Okay. So we've got 1 slot there. If we do that there, now we have gap 4. And then if we do kitchen, fill that. Now there's only 1 left in the tank. We can temporarily dump that in aquarium. Wait, which one was aquarium off of? Aquarium is 3. Okay, aquarium's off of that one, so we can't dump that in aquarium yet. We have to try and put that in fountain first. So if we do swap that, push that way. Now we can swap to the other one. Pull out of that one. Then swap that one. Swap to kitchen. And then pump that into reservoir. And then let's do kitchen. Or the fountain. Drain that one. I have the orange cat brain cell today. Go swap that. Push that out. Swap that to the lower position. Oh, I can't do that while that's moving. There we go. Pull that out. Put that into kitchen. And then I think that's good for now. Because that's full of water. I am surprised at how much water there is, but I guess I really shouldn't be. Because basically you can have one thing drained at a time. Unless it's like kitchen and aquarium. So then we want pump room, or the one off of the pump room, see if we can connect to dark room. Ooh, security. Well, security's not really important right now. Is it? It's kind of late in the day for security. Oh, those security should have emails that we haven't read yet. So I guess we're gonna do security. That's not important. That's just the same one that we saw in the shop. Okay, so you don't need password for these, right? And then log into network, swan, song. Oh, my lighting is off. I just realized. There we go. It's electronic mail. Okay. So we now have a whole bunch of emails that are interesting. So, per our last meeting, effective immediately, please suspend all security camera recordings. Live surveillance has been approved, but the Baron no longer wishes to have the tapes logged, or the tape logs of activity on the estate. I know this might seem like a security risk, but I promise good reasoning is behind this seemingly unsound decision. So that one's from Randolph Moore. I don't know who Kirk is. Let me make sure that in our notes we have Kirk's name written down under people. I assume he's an employee. So we'll make sure Kirk is mentioned in our employees. I don't know what employee he is. I'm gonna put security question mark. Because his email is in the security. And then back to mailbox. Oh, to Kirk Darin is his full name. Is he one of the ones that was in the logs? In the list of admin? Let me go double check the screenshot that has the list of admin people. No. There was not one for a Kirkdarin, so he was not an admin. And then from Anne Babbage, Mr. Darin. Sorry for the lagging reply, but I'm still learning how to use this machine. Thanks for bringing this issue to our attention. This was not something I had considered, but it does seem like a reasonable suggestion, and I will discuss it with the Baron during our next meeting. I know he has expressed interest in installing secondary access levers for both redundancy and convenience, so this may be the perfect excuse to allow him to execute those plans should he still wish to do so. So this is regarding, like, the second lever that is in the weight room. So to Anne Babbage, I'd like to address one potential security vulnerability, so this is the thing that it was responding to, of having an anti-chamber lever in the weight room. As the years have gone by, Baron's frequency of working out in this room has gone from once in a red moon to as rare as a man without self-pity. As such, we find this room mostly relegated to guests' use, and given that an antechamber lever is not only unsuited, but also poses a security risk, I advise we either remove or conceal it and install a secondary lever to control the south entrance. So that explains why it was blocked off. This one was from Kirkdarin. And then from Anne Babbage, Mr. Darin, if you have any more of those red and blue memo sheets, the Baron has requested a handful of each for a new project he is working on in the clock tower. So there is reason to go to the clock tower, because there's probably more of those notes in there. For my part, I can't understand for the life of me why you and the Baron continually insist on confounding my staff and every other person who stumbles upon one of your colored memos. I'm not confident confusion is the best security, but it's not my department, so I'll leave that up to you and the Baron. Alright. So that is the last of the emails to security. Turn to that workman thing. We could do the remote terminal access. Staff services, were there anything else? Staff announcements. Was there any new ones? Nope. And then has scheduled changes temporarily disabled. Special orders. Right. Do we want to order something for the commissary? Metal detector. Because I want to get a burning glass. We don't have burning glass. Glossary of terms isn't necessary, I think. Is there any that haven't, like, that we have question mark or anything? What is exhaust? But that's just one step reach 0. Power source variety, redraw. Sigil, does that have anything? No. Oh, it doesn't have rewind either, which is apparently something we can do. So don't need any more of that. Oh, I still wanted to do something with that computer, though. Because we forgot to check the estate inventory. So there's just one trunk, which we know where that is. And then keycard system, system settings, change offline mode to unlocked, confirm setting, It doesn't matter about security system or set security level now, but we'll set that to high. Exit. Was there anything else? No. That was it. Okay. So we now know where that is. One thing that we should do before we run out of steps is try and use the trading post to get the best items we can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if we got plenty currently, we're fine. We could use the power hammer and get that for the, what is it? The thingy that we're trying to get. The microchip. So we could get the microchip. I don't know if we can run all the way back in that number of steps, though, because we've got 28. So it takes us 9 to get to entrance hall, probably about 3 to get to Black Bridge, then it'd be about 9 to get back again. So, 18. I suppose we have enough? It's not a bad way to end the day. So I think we'll do that. We'll get this one. Let's retrieve the power hammer. For now, we will check the moon pendant. So at worst case, we pick up the moon pendant tomorrow and we focus on getting good items to keep tomorrow. Or we could keep the ornate compass. I think ornate compass is what we'll hold. Because we're done drafting. So then that lets us keep the ornate compass and lets us take 2 items from today. And then for this one, we just straight shot to commissary, duck around the chapel, head down through the bedroom. Is going to be our quickest shot. It's a bit of a wibbly path, but not terrible. And then through the bedroom, because the bedroom saves us a couple steps. And then I think it's... There we go. We've got microchip there. Break this one too. I don't know what's in here though. Nothing. I wonder what else is breakable. Because that didn't even tell us it was breakable until it was like super close. So that has me a little bit concerned that we might have missed something that needs power hammer. But for now, going to Black Bridge is priority. Oh, hey. Wait, is that low enough? No, okay, it stops there. How many coins is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not enough for anything in the showroom, which would have been the other thing. Because if we could buy out the showroom today, that would have been great. Yeah, I just happen to have the power sledge. So while we're here, let's get a picture of whatever this one is. We still don't know what that is. That's one of our loose ends. Insert that. And then I don't think there was anything else that we want to test on this computer. Just the admin keys. Who was the one that got added? I think Kirk Darren was the one I was questioning. So that would be Dark Hay, but I don't think that is... No. Dark. Kevin D? No. Okay, I don't know. Ah, no, not, get me out of here. There we go. Alright, so now we need to go to the trading post. Get that trade swapped. Also, at some point, should go back to the orchard. And... yeah, that message did just clip. I can tweak it. I can tweak it if that's, like, too much of one. But at least until people realize that it's a thing, I figure having it easy triggered is better. Because I could have it be like, you have to type explicitly clip that or something. But until it starts getting used, I'm not going to worry too much. Alright, we already got that one somewhere. Alright, trade. That's easy trade. Car keys, trade for compass, sure. Moon pendant trade for metal detector is not worth it. Chronograph trade for gear wrench. I have never... What is a gear wrench? Silver key for a key card is worth it, in my opinion. Shovel for a coin purse. Then I'd have enough for the combo there, but we don't have the workshop. Magnifying glass for battery pack. Ooh, vault key. I would like a vault key. So then... Compass for salt shaker, not worth it. I am really tempted to try and see what the gear wrench is. Because usually you can swap back if you dislike it. Oh, let's change the rarity of rooms? Okay, not worth then. Not right now, anyways. So I guess I'm happy... I'm happy with that. Or, hang on, Lucky Rabbit's Foot. Because Lucky Rabbit's Foot isn't super good. I'll trade it for a lockpick. I think everything else is useful. Compass isn't great, though. Is a salt shaker better? Salt shaker's nice. I don't know if it's better, though. I think I'll trade for the salt shaker. Or I could trade it for a single key. That actually might be worth it just to get the item that I don't really care about out of my thingy. So we'll do that one. Could trade lockpick for metal detector. That is pretty good. I think we'll do lockpick for metal detector. Metal detector car keys isn't good. Key card trades for silver key currently. I could shuffle that. So I could trade key card for silver key, see what silver key trades into. Because key card isn't one that I'm super interested in carrying over. So we'll trade that. Trades back. Does it still trade back? Okay, those are just back and forth. So I think that's going to be our best bet there. So we've got that sorted. Now we just need to get back to the coat check to swap what item we have in there. Or do we want to? Would we rather guarantee keep the ornate, whatever it is, or guarantee keep the power hammer? Because showroom isn't always guaranteed, and it's expensive. But as our allowance gets higher, expensive isn't as of a concern. Whereas getting the battery, the sledge, and the broken lever. Though, is there anything else that explicitly needs the power hammer? Only one that I can think of is in the secret garden. Which, I forget what that one does. I'm gonna double check the wiki on that one, because I know I've heard it before. Okay, I do definitely want to do that. So I'm tempted to keep the power hammer as a guarantee. Just because it's more what we're aiming for currently. So I think we'll head back, swap it again. Because until I'm done using the power hammer, I still want to hold on to it. Shoot, I hope we have enough. So through the bedroom. Up here. And then through the den. This way. This way. Okay, we have just enough. So we're going to retrieve our ornate compass. And then we're going to check our power hammer as our guaranteed save. There we go. Fix that. Why is my light thingy messing with that? Why does that just mess that up? Hang on. I'm gonna try and fix my light switch. Let me see if I can fix that. That should be... What? Why does that not work? turns it off but doesn't turn it back on. Never mind. I guess I can't figure that out right now. That's too much of a puzzle right now. We'll worry about that later. Alright, so hopefully Moon Pendant takes Ornate Compass and Vault Key, I think, are the two ideal. But I think all of these are useful items to have tomorrow. So we will go ahead and call it a day here. We got a sizable manor with 32 rooms, reached rank 9, spent 93 steps, only found 6 items. I swear we would have had more, but I guess it was only 6. Alright. So we will chill on this screen for a little bit while we sort out our notes. So let's grab we'll start with the loose ends, because we've got whatever the heck this is. And I think we're just gonna leave this in loose ends. I don't know where the heck to put that. It's a hint for something I don't know. And then if we go back to people... Oops, nope, that's puzzles. People, please. We have... Oops. Not that one. We'll duplicate this. Actually, can we move those to the side for now? Expand that down. So if we put this here, that should collapse with it. It doesn't. Okay, that's just misbehaving. Sometimes it does that. So this one is going to be Anne Babbage. And she was the head maid or something? I don't know the term. But we've got email from her. Make sure that we crop that down. Save that one. And then after that, we have the email from Kirk Darren. Save that. These should actually be marked as security emails. Make sure that's a normal heading. And then we've got her other email, which came after that one. There we go. Got those. And then we have an email from Randolph Moore here. Another question is, where does this fall in comparison to the admin logs? So this is 1987. That's gonna be 91. So 87 would be about there. So February would actually be like down here. So we've got those. Hi, TD. How you? We're currently organizing our notes. So this one is suspend security camera recordings. So that we have something searchable. Put that as small text. Make sure that is as normal heading. Yes, it is. So we've now got those. Make sure these guys are down at the bottom here. What were the important notes of these emails? Because we've got the one to Babbage. So these are regarding the weight room levers. Haywen is the conling I've made up. So you'll usually hear it most as Majma at the start of stream and Duiznia at the end of stream, which are basically just hello and goodbye. So weight room lever is the main note of these. There we go, we got those. And then what other screenshots did we get for today? What kind of answer were you expecting is now my curiosity with that. So staff notice. I think we will put this under books. We will have one that's just move one this way. We could call this one announcements or something, or extras. So then we have the staff notice. From June 15th, 1983. That covers West Wing closed. So small text for that one. And then normal heading for that one. And we put this right there. Yeah, no, it is not something people are expected to know in advance. There is an entire rap that I did in the conlang as well that you can find on my YouTube channel if you're actually interested in hearing it. But it was very much done for an April Fool's bit. So don't take it seriously. So this one we can move over here. Crop this to that one. So fake Fen or compromised Fenari's passport. Specifically, this one belonged to our mom, who was Mary Epson. So we'll go grab that. And then... where is my other screenshot of that passport? I do want to add that one in. Oh man, there are so many screenshots we took today. This might take a little bit. I forgot about that. Come on, I know I've got... oh my gosh, I've got 123 screenshots of this game. This is gonna grow exponentially, because this is before I even decided that we're taking screenshots of basically everything to have super detailed notes. So there we go. We've now got the Thanari's passport logged down. I'm wondering if I want to break these up, because I completely forgot that that's still... like, we still have the, this, what is it, newspaper? Got that cropped down. Oops, I didn't mean to redo that one. So we'll add note. Probably put this one above the passport. So this one is Reddington Herald newspaper from November 6th. Baron Herbert names player pair. So that should be a decent descriptor of what that even is. There we go. We'll actually separate that out and make that normal heading size. Why is that doing all of it now? What the heck? Oh, right, because these are all on the same thingy. So if we do that and then put that to normal. There we go. So I think that makes sense.
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say, if we mix sheep and cat DNA, would we call it a shat or a shitten?
I don't like either of those options. How about a keep? Or a cheat? And then we need another column for all of the pictures from the fixed stars. The stargaze. There's companion. 2 constellations. There we go. I do like cheap. Cheap sounds fun. Do I want to trim down these? I didn't trim them down on the other books, so I think for this book we'll be fine. There are so many pages to these books. Okay. So we got all the pages out of that book. So that's most of those. Did we put our dad's letter in the people section yet? I think we did, didn't we? People... Father Daniel... Yeah, okay. It is under there. And then we have... I don't know how you...
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say. You would pronounce it like Seep.
Seep? Seep? I don't know, that's such a weird one. So we've got some images of people that we don't know who they are, so I think I'm gonna leave them in unsorted until we can nail down who is who. So put those down. I'm gonna take... I'm gonna put this one in loose ends. Because this one's a very specific green memos in Hartley's room. We don't know whose Hartley is. And we've not seen any green memos. So that's a loose end for later. We do actually know who some of these people are. And then also for solutions, we want to add this to the lock combos one and trim this down, because this is where you get the orchard lock combo. Though we've got it written down, so we don't really need the picture. I'm just being overly detailed at this point. Oh, actually, for security, probably actually good to put this one in there, because this is where you get the swan song.
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say. Why don't you like the words shat and shitten?
I wonder. Because it is bordering on not PG-13. And then we also had the loose end of the clocks in the den. Because we don't know what the arrows on these mean. And then for the solutions lock combos, we can also put in that for the boudoir. So we can keep the pictures in order there. And then the only other pictures that we haven't added in yet then are the, actually, wait. Hang on. I just noticed one that I think I forgot about in my old screenshots of this. Well, we've got the name of another employee who is Robert Nogla. And he was listed as groundskeeper. I think he was the former one. Because this looks like the one that's in the greenhouse. And I forgot that I'm supposed to be putting a relation on there. So that means that Denny probably isn't former gardener. So I don't know what he is. Because he is... I suppose he has to be like IT or something, because he's the one working with Randolph to install... No, but he was able to take a short break from gardening, so then he has to be the gardener. So I guess he's just gardener? I'm gonna put gardener question mark there. No, we cannot rename him to Robert Nutella. Then we've got Randolph, former driver. Kirk Darren is presumed security. Anne Babbage is likely head maid. We know she is some type of maid. I'll actually move the question mark to the head question of that. I think it's in like the maid's room or something. There's some letter to her. And then we will put former in front of that. And I will put question mark next to former. Because we have one picture of his book here. Wait, no, I don't think that's former. I think that's current. So that is new groundskeeper. So he is presumed to be former gardener, which is what we originally thought. I just got confused. So then we do want to go back and get the rest of the pages from his book. I do want to get better note on this one. So logbook entry from First Aid's groundskeeper, I guess? Who's my favorite character? That's a good question. I don't know. I do like Simon, because that's us. I do think, I do need to add one for Herbert Sinclair. Because we basically need to add one for everyone in this family tree currently. AIR. He's pretty cool, so if we paste that there, we can actually trim this one to crop out just his head. Like that. So now we have him. This really should move them automatically, it's just not for some reason. Actually, hang on. If I do close that, I'm gonna hide this for a second while I test something. Okay, it doesn't. I was just seeing if I fully refresh the page, would it let me do it? And no. Wait, now it works. I don't know why it works now, but it does. So he is our great uncle. Or no, grand uncle, isn't it? Because he is our grandfather's brother? Is what I'm reading off of that tree. I forgot that I was doing summary stuff on these. So we'll add those. But we don't need relation in the summary anymore. And we can also put summary on one card, we've realized. So occupation writer, fled the country. And then he was previous owner of the estate. Passed it down to us. And then player. Okay. So I think that's a decent summary of him. And then we've got a variety of pictures of him. Because that's him. That's him. So we can now crop these down. We also need to grab the picture of him in the drawing room. Put that one that way. Crop this one. We'll have to make sure that we get any emails from him too. I think they're in the office. Is it gonna break again? Okay, no, it works. Okay. So then we want to add a darkroom pictures as the label for these. Label that red. Yeah, I'm basically making a wiki here. And that's one of the reasons why I am more than happy to share these. Because then people can point out anything that I've missed and refer back to them while I'm playing the game and call out if I've forgotten something in my own notes. That should make it easy. And who am I trying to sniff? Silver? Silver needs a sniff. That's not Silver. Yeah, you smell fine. So we still don't know who this is. So that one's bedroom photo. We will label that as purple. And then she is also in the family tree. So we need to pull her picture out of the family tree. And she is great-grandmother? So summary. Yeah, she's labeled that. We know nothing about her, actually. She's got no summary. Of course, Mustang Purr. So who else do we have on our list of family members that we've not added? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to add. So we'll move her to the side. We've got mother, father, granduncle. So then we need our grandfather, who is Simon H. Sinclair. Get that cropped down. I don't know why I have to be so organized. I wasn't always like this. It's just grown. Since I've started doing VTubing and stuff, my organization has grown. Heck, I'm less organized at work. At my literal day job, I am less organized than this. So he is grandfather. I will say that a small part of those were actually shown at the start of stream of, like, the, hey, here's what my plan is. But I do have even more that has all kinds of, like, plans that isn't happening anywhere near soon. So I've just not shared yet. 'Cause some stuff has to be secret. So grandmother. And then we can alter this one. So we have her. And then we also have her portrait here. So if we grab darkroom pictures there, and add that there. It is not my murder diary. Oh, and yeah, if I've shown ear math, that is pretty accurate. I would probably enjoy being in a bucket if it's a large enough bucket. Alright, so we've now got grandmother. And then... Have I not shown ear math? I could tease what my plans are for that video, because it is a tutorial that I've said is coming out. I have started recording it. It just also takes a bit to do. So let's adjust, cover this guy. Remind me at the proper end of stream, and we might do it. I just realized that we're actually not that far from end of stream. We've done a single day and a lot of notes. So Baron Thomas Sinclair. I'm pretty sure he's one of the guys that was, he's one of the busts in the entryway. So I do want to get a picture of that, because I'm pretty sure that's who he is. And then move him there, or move her there. Oh, though I have the wrong title on his card, don't I? Because this should be Baron Thomas Sinclair. And then next up we have Lionel Epson. So maybe he should be next to Clara Epson, I think. So he should be here. Because he is also our grand uncle. I am not gonna scream. I am going to upset my neighbors if I do that. And then I'm gonna duplicate these two so that we can get these to be our other great-grandfather and great-grandmother. So this is Lord William Epson. And then we have Lady Ashlyn. That's not her. I was just questioning whether that was Lady Ashlyn. I don't think it is, though. That doesn't look like the same lady. And she's at a computer, which is way different time frame. So we've got that. Can we fix these guys? Yes. Yes, we can. I love having collapsible cards for this. It makes it so much better. It's just sometimes things break. Okay. There we go. So now we've got nice collapsible cards again. We've got a whole bunch of pictures of people that we don't know. I think these are employees. I don't know who they are. I am happy. But we've got the entire family tree outlined, which is great. We have a lot of historical figures that we have heard of, but don't have any fact things other than some of these. The other question is, would people like Caleb Manning and Philip White, I think they would be historical figures, because they were detained for the Trinsdale bombing. So I feel like those two fit historical figures. For now, we'll just put note here. So it is going to bug me if these aren't lined up. Can I not get them lined up? There we go. Okay. Things are organized now. Things are lined up. That feels better. Were there any other notes or pictures that we need to fit into our notes? Because I still want to finish organizing. There's the stained glass
Eternal
windows.
2319 sent 5 to say, speaking of historical figures, what were the 1600s like?
I mean, that's a long time frame. You're asking for a lot of information there. Narrow it down. So we set water level to 13. So...
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say, 1650s.
1650s? You're still asking for 10 years. Like, frickin' how would you say that the 2010s went? What was it like? It was a lot, wasn't it? It's a lot of stuff to cover.
Eternal 2319 sent 5 to say, 1656 then.
1956? Kind of boring on my end, I think. I don't remember anything from that year specifically. I'd have to go frickin' jog my memory for that. 1656. Did I say 1956? That's the other thing. I can't keep dates straight. I don't remember when my anniversary is with my boyfriend. You're asking me to remember dates. That's not gonna go well. Can't even remember them long enough to read them properly. Alright, so we have the green memos as always false one in there. Dark room, we can remove. Darts, we need better notes on that, but that one's not helpful there because we already disproved it. Admin password stuff we've already got. Garage is thing. Office emails we still need to go do. Yeah, I did not have the brain cell at that moment. It was busy off somewhere else. Oh, didn't we... Who was the parlor letter from? Because we took a picture of that. Actually, wait, hang on. Because I have... Loose end. Workshop idea currently floating around in there. I should put the workshop ideas somewhere specific, but I don't know if that's gonna be the best way. Probably putting what turns into what is best combo. And then, where was that letter? Where did that letter go? There was one taken today, wasn't it? Yeah, it was right here. Copy clipboard, so that goes under people. So who do we think M. Lowy is? Lowry? Maybe that's an A. Lawry? So we'll make a column... Because we don't know who this is, so it's M. Lowry. And he just has the parlor letter. So for now that's about all this guy has. We don't even know his first name. And then, is there any other screenshots that have not been accounted for? There's stained glass, as I mentioned. We've got the letter from our father in the boudoir. We've got the Curse of Black Bridge under the books. Is that one working now? Looks like it is, so that one's functional again. I don't think we name him. I think we need to find his actual name. He's gotta have a name. So then the other loose end we have is this one. This is the letter that we found in the final room. I'm actually just going to leave that as it is. First key is found here in the furthest strength. We've got that one. Second key is locked tight in the vault of a bank. We don't have that one yet. Third is up high among all the clocks we've not found. And then fourth is down below beneath all the docks. We've got that one. That one was in the reservoir. Fifth is held by a king on his throne. We've not seen any throne. The seventh in a station left by one of your own. So we don't know that one. Seventh is major if you draft it quite late. I know that's referring to the music room, and you have to get all of the other major keys before it'll do that one. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. The thing that trips me up here is that we've gotten 3 of the keys. So we're actually going to draw on this and we're gonna put little red dashes next to the ones that we've gotten. So we know that we've gotten this one. Actually, here, we'll do green check marks. So we got that one. We got the 4th key. And then we got a 3rd key somewhere. Do we remember where we got that 3rd key? Maybe it was it the one in the bank vault? Because we picked something else up when we opened the one with the passport. So I think we did actually get that one. So we're still missing... We're missing this one, this one, this one, and this one. As well as this one, apparently? Yeah. So that at least clarifies that. And just to make sure, if we go in erase... Okay, yeah. We can go in erase easy. So that gives us visual indicator of which ones we've done and which ones we haven't for that. To make this easier, I'm gonna do red circle around the arrows with big old arrow pointing at it. So we know what is the mystery in this one. That one's obvious, that one's obvious, that one's obvious. That's fine. Is there anything else in my screenshots that we've not added? Yes. We don't know where this, or who made this letter. Because this is, where is the rumored room 46? Has theorized connection to that. This one feels like it was by hang on, I know who this was, actually.
Eternal
This was probably the previous
2319 wants cat to shapeshift. Blue. Uncat also earmath reminder.
Okay, I'm gonna uncat. I don't want to do blue right now, because, actually, no, I'll do blue. I feel bad doing only half of it. Filters. Oh, nope, that's green. Hang on. Let me try again. There we go, blue. I'm kind of dark, though. Can I do a lighter blue? That's more green. I struggle. Nah, I'll just go with the one that felt dark. It felt most blue. Okay, but we think that is from Denny, who was looking for... Can I not? There we go. Oops, not replace that. So my assumption is that this is from Denny when he was looking for room 46, because he was doing that for a while. So then scoot all of these back up a little bit. There we go. So then we need to add note to this one. Locker room. Note. Presumed his. So at some point we need to pull the greenhouse and get his actual book. Though I think that book should probably be stored in the books tab, not in this one. And we can have a link to it from the thing, I think. Can we get a link to it? I know we can get a link to a board. We can get a shortcut to a board. So we might do that. Yes, I know it is bedtime. I am just trying to wrap up thingies, because it will bug me if I don't. Trust me, this has been bugging me since the last time we played Blueprints. Of, I want to do this. And then we also have this loose end from the locker room. We don't know what that's about. Oh my gosh, I have so many more things I forgot about. Here's an interesting one. People. Kirk Darren. We specifically have a note about him saying that Kirk Darren is a pseudonym. And I think we're just gonna leave that with the locker room tag on it. I think that's gonna be our better way of doing that. And then what else we got? So many things. That doesn't help me speed up getting ready to end stream. I want to put classroom stuff somewhere. Oops, too far back. I think because classrooms aren't loose end stuff, so I think classroom should be its own board. And then we can separate it by grade. Now the question is, can I remember which grade was which? Because right now we just have a bunch of pictures. So I think I'm, for now, just going to get these out of my things so they don't get buried. And we can organize what grade they're in later. Oh wait, hang on, that's duplicate. We don't need that one again. And then we also have a loose page from a book again. That one. What else have we got? We have this one, which is just some... Oh, this goes in loose ends. This doesn't go in books. This goes in loose ends. Paste. Because that's just a rune loose end. We don't know which one that belongs to. And then... Sinka-ko... we know is something. So I guess we'll throw this in loose ends. And we will draw and just circle that. We don't know why that's important, but that feels important. And then... we were supposed to look at these boxes and see if we could figure out what the markings at the edge were. So we'll do that, and then we'll draw and circle the corner. So we've got that one then. And then... oh, hang on. Here's another one. We've got foreman's log, but we don't know who the foreman is. Oops, too far back again. People. So that's Foreman's log. That needs to get sorted. I think underground map we just put in this one for now. I don't know where else we put the underground map. And then I think we need to put a note for the reservoir puzzle. So that's that one. And then I just realized what this is. Because we have this thing here. That's for the underground stuff. That's the hint of how you actually work the red box setup. I don't know if that's important. I don't know if we need to keep that now that we know that what those do. But I guess I'll hold on to it. We can call this, what puzzle would we call this? Generator puzzle? That works, I guess. That keeps that organized. I knew it was important at the time, I just didn't know why. And then there's... This belongs in the music sheet thing, but I don't know why. I don't know what this is. We just know that it's in the music room. So we'll keep that there. And I think that's it aside from the Realms and Runes, that's the Foreman's copy. Which given that the Foreman's copy is all torn up, I don't know if we want to keep that one. Why have you a need for me and the bread slice of shame? I think I will add the Foreman's copy. Oops. Where'd that go? I crashed Google Chrome. Whoops. That's a whoops. A turtle? How? 17 is not high enough this late in the stream. Because I'd have to actually make that. Actually, wait, do I have that? Do I have that ready? Is that one of the things that I have available? I don't even remember what props I even have anymore. No. It is not one I have. You get Leaf instead. And I can get out of the shapeshift. Alright, let's quickly do the Foreman's copy of Realms and Rune. This is specifically Foreman's copy, because this is the only copy we currently have access to. Gives us just enough information to be annoying. At least that's what it feels like. Because there are so many torn pages out of this. Actually, it does have some doodles on the back copy. Heck, is that even the back copy? Yeah, that's putting it all together. So that is the last page. I think I might have the pages slightly out of order, but I think that's fine. That should be correct enough. I mean, one of those big monstro leaves for your head? I don't know which leaf you're talking about. Alright. But we've now got that. So I think that is pretty good for the notes for today. We've gotten it more cleaned up than it was, which is great. And then I need to pull up ear math. That's the last thing I need to show. Let me go. Alright. So if I do this. Oh, I just realized that I wasn't sharing the window still. Properties. That one. There you go. So this is what my notes look like for the ear tutorial. And you can see I've got pictures of the actual thing that I'm trying to describe in the video. So you get a bit of a teaser for what the heck this is. As well as the video outline. And I've recorded I've recorded everything except for these two sections. Because frickin' hell, trying to record and describe what those two equations are is absolutely insane. So that's the holdup on the video currently, is trying to explain those two. And you might have seen that before. I think I showed you some of the ear math stuff, because it is absolutely ridiculous and hilarious. But I think that's a pretty good point to show you my level of detail on this kind of stuff. Probably in the next Blueprints one, I'll put the view link for these notes. Because we're getting somewhere. I'm actually quite happy with where this is going. If I search class, is there? No, because that's just glasses. School? Is there? Okay, there we go. Classroom. Or, there we go. Classroom that. Loose ends. Can be, loose. How about rope? Is there something for rope? Technically? How about bow? Or a knot? Pretzel. Pretzel works for loose ends, I think. Or should we use the knitted scarf thingy? I think pretzel. And then solutions. Do we like that? I guess we'll keep that one. Yarn? Let me search the word yarn. Oops. No, I'm getting yawn and stuff. So I don't think yarn has one. History could also do it with a better one. What would be a better one for history? Hiss. Hiss it history. It has all the dates I can't remember. Yarn would have been perfect. But I think that's good enough. And I will keep fiddling with it if I let myself do that, and we're already 21 minutes over. So let's figure out who we are going to go raid. Words. You think I would be better at them given I'm a VTuber, but no, we struggle. Do we want someone else doing blueprints, or do we want someone we know? I feel like if we do someone doing blueprints, then I'm gonna get sucked in. So maybe someone we know. We've already raided Starling recently. We haven't raided Brave Akami in a bit. There's also Zowie, Killdeer, Ace, Lycosis. I think let's do... Let's do Killdeer, because we haven't done Killdeer in a bit. It's a good excuse to go show person who has model I made. Or are they still live? That's the other question. Because they're pretty late. I don't know how much longer they're planning on going for. Let me double check. Killdeer. Okay, they're still mid-game, so they're still going to be going for a bit. So we'll set up to raid Killdeer, who is currently doing Slay the Spire, and I will be back on Sunday? Sunday doing Hightail, I believe is what's going down. Yes, Sunday doing Hightail. And then next week is also going to be quite exciting, given that next week is the streamiversary. So I'm going to be doing a special stream on Thursday, and on Wednesday we have a community event that is going to be happening in the Discord. Tuesday I'm still trying to nail down what it is. It might be more streamiversary celebration to kick it off early, or it might just be a productive stream. I have not decided yet. I will hopefully decide before Sunday. So I will see you guys next time. Do as meow!